Alright, so for example number 8, um, we're given another triangle that looks like this, where this is A, this is B, and this is C. So this would be lowercase a, this would be lowercase c, and this would be lowercase b. And we're told that this side length is 155. We're told that this side length is 197. And we're told that this side length is 316. So this is a side, side, side scenario. Right? We're given all three sides, and we got it. This is basically example number 7 all over. So in order to find something, to solve this triangle, we're going to have to use law of cosines. So we're going to say capital A, capital B, capital C, lowercase a, make that a little closer, lowercase a, lowercase b, and lowercase c. And we are told that this is 155, this is 197, and this is 316. And we don't know any of the angles, so this is a law of cosines. When you have a side, 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 or a side angle side, it's law of cosines. Okay, so I'm just gonna crank through this. I'm gonna say b squared is equal to lowercase a squared plus lowercase c squared minus 2 times a times c times cosine of capital B, lowercase b. Okay, and now we're just going to plug and chug. So I've got 316 squared is equal to 155 squared plus 197 squared minus 2 times a, which is 155, times c, which is 197, times cosine of b. And so we're just going to leave that as that. So let's do some math here. So 316 squared is a really big number, 99,856 is equal to 155 squared to 24,025. And then 197 squared, 38,000. Oh, let's put that over here. 38,809 minus, and then we're going to take 2 times 155 times 197. 61,070 minus 61,070 times cosine of b. Alright, cool. So now I'm going to add these two up. So I'm going to add these up. Everything else stays the same. It will be 99,856 is equal to 24,025 plus 38,809 equals 62,834 minus 61,070 cosine of b. I'm going to subtract this from both sides. Okay, so I'm going to say 99,856 minus 62,834. I get 37,022. These cancel, and that equals minus 61,070 times cosine of b. I'm going to then divide by negative 61,070 on both sides. These cancel. That leaves me with cosine of capital B is equal to this divided by this. So I'm going to say divided by negative 61070, and I get negative 0.60622. Now, what I'm going to need to do is over here on this side of the equal sign, I'm going to need to take the inverse of cosine of b, because that will cancel that, and then whatever I do on one side, I got to do on the other. Okay, so I need to take second cosine negative 0.60622, and I get 127.3. Yep. So 127.3 degrees is the measure of angle B. Whew, that was a lot of work. So I did all that work so I could say that the measure of angle B was 127.3 degrees. All right. I'll write a little smaller, 27.3 degrees, and this is lowercase b. All right, so now to find the measure of angle A, I'm just going to say sine of capital A all over lowercase a is equal to the sine of B all over lowercase b. This is law of sines, this is law of cosine, so we got to do both. That is sine of capital A over lowercase a, which is 155, is equal to sine of B, which is 127.3 all over B, which is 316. Now, I said this on the other problem, and I don't know why I did it this way, but let's cross multiply because that's how we've been solving proportions. So I'm going to say 155 times sine of 127.3, not 83, is equal to 316 times sine of A. That's kind of hard to see. Let me rewrite this so you guys can see it a little better. So I'm going to say 155 times sine of 127.3 is equal to 316 times sine of A. Now the reason I did it that way is because in the next step I could just divide by 316. So then I get 155 sine of 127.3 divided by 316 is equal to sine of A. And that's how your textbook does it. I don't know, you guys can leave me feedback and tell me if you prefer writing out each step or doing it this way. So let's find out what this value is. So now I've got 155 times sine of 127.3, right? That gives me that number, and then we're going to take that number and divide it by 316. So I get 0.39018 is approximately the ratio of sine of A. I'm going to take the inverse of both sides. Let me get that on the screen. And then these will cancel, and I'm going to get the measure of angle A is approximately the inverse sine of this function right here. So I'm going to say inverse sine of my answer, and I get 22 or 23 degrees. It rounds to 23 degrees. So that's the measure of angle A is 23 degrees. Okay. So I just plug this in the calculator, see? And I got 23 degrees. And then now to find the measure of angle C, I'm going to say the measure of angle C is just going to be 180 minus 127.3 plus 23 degrees. So the measure of angle C is approximately whatever that is. So we're going to get 180 minus 127.3. What did I do? Oh, 0.3 minus 23. And so we got 29.7 degrees. So the measure of angle B is 127. The measure of angle A is 23 degrees. The measure of angle C is 29.7. We'll put that in up here, 29.7 degrees. And we just solved that whole triangle. Okay? All right, cool.